Today, on Be Something Wonderful, reality responds to conviction. It's law. Nothing else creates. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and these are the studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning, and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. One of you reached out to share your story of how our channel has changed your life and said, what a relief it is that I no longer have to deny or ignore 3D reality, that I no longer have to fix my self-concept, that I no longer have to affirm and assume and find some process and technique to create a conviction that I'm already the person that I desire to be. That conviction of being, I already am. That it was never about where, when, why, and what. That it was always about who, and the who is me. This is what they shared with us. Some ideas that we've talked about in many videos. Well, I want to unpack this idea like we never have before. There's only one power, one authority, one law. I am. Nothing else creates. Nothing else is source. Nothing else is cause. Just I am. Nothing else, period. It's law. That's the law above all other laws. I am, there is no other. There's no other law. There's no other rule. As Seth, the non-physical that's channeled through Jane Roberts would say, you create your own reality. There's no other rule. I am, there's no other rule. There's no other law. There's no other reality. It's absolute power and authority, period. Everything and everyone else, every idea, every law, technique, method, process, action is subject to or below, under the power and authority of, or subordinate to, the one law, I am. All other laws, the law of vibration, the law of frequency, the law of correspondence, law of attraction, the law of assumption, even the law of assumption, the law of rhythm, the law of polarity, the law of cause and effect, the law of opposites, the law of action. All of those are subordinate or subject to the law of I am. They're all lesser ideas or laws. I am is the only thing that creates. Wow. Any other answer to the question of how do I create my ideal reality and life of my dreams? She said, I used to ask those questions, this particular creator. Any other answer keeps you seeking, keeps you waiting and wanting and wondering. When, why, where? How? It keeps you seeking out there. There is no out there out there. How do I manifest it? Why hasn't it manifested? Where is my manifestation? When will it manifest? She admitted, I asked all those questions. I used to ask those. The question isn't how or why or where or when. The question is who. In other words, whom are you seeking? The ancients talked about this in John 18:4. This is where they're looking for Jesus. This is when Judas gives Jesus up, right? And they're looking for him now. And Judas is with them, looking for Jesus. And he shows them where Jesus is, right? Where Jesus is hiding. Jesus wasn't hiding. Your I am awareness has always been in plain sight. That's the message. It's hidden in plain sight. Everything you want, desire, is hidden in plain sight. Jesus asking those that are looking for him. Remember, he asked the question, whom are you seeking? Right? He wasn't hiding. He wasn't hiding anywhere. Judas shows him where he is, where he's hiding, but it's always hidden in plain sight. The awareness of being, already being that which you desire to be. They answered, Jesus of Nazareth. Well, think of the significance here. They're saying specifically Jesus of Nazareth. Why? Nazareth was considered a peasant village. It was considered low class, inferior, below. So in John 1:45, Philip says to Nathanael, "We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Joseph meaning the union of your physical mind with your higher mind. In other words, you as your physical you, with you as that awareness of being. It's the joining of that, knowing that there's no separation. Jesus the man and Jesus is Christ consciousness. That's Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. And Nathanael says to Philip, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can anything good come out of that peasant village? Can anything good come out of these physical circumstances or conditions? Can anything good come out of that ego self or that character that you call it? Can anything good come out of that low-class inferior circumstances or ego or character?" What does Philip say to Nathanael? Come and see. Hear this. Come and see. Have your own experience of it. In other words, we're looking for Jesus, the man who is from the lowly peasant village of Nazareth, yet claims to be the Messiah, the Son of God, all that is, claims to be God, the one and only. Wow. Come and see. Come and see for yourself. Have your own experience. Don't deny or reject or run away from the physical conditions and circumstances. Instead, come and see that you're the only power and authority. That's what they're saying there. Very powerful. Stay with me. Nazareth and the Nazarenes were despised and looked down upon, much like you're told to do with your 3D reality, with your 3D circumstances and the conditions, or the ego or the character. I see some of you still talking about it like that. Okay. Try to ignore them, disregard them, reject them, deny them, despise them, look down upon them as something less. But instead, what does Philip say to Nathanael? Come and see. In other words, it's not that it's just a lowly and despised illusion. 3D is just an illusion. Ignore it. It's not what it seems. Philip's saying it's not what it appears to be. Come and see. Don't ignore it. Don't deny it. Don't reject it. Don't try to hide from it. Come and see. Your awareness of being was never hiding. It's an invitation to look right at 3D reality, the circumstances and conditions, not ignore them, not disregard them, not reject them, not deny them, not wait for them to change, but to see the power and authority behind all appearances. I am. It was never hiding. Jesus was right there in plain sight. Judas bringing him to where he's hiding, he wasn't hiding. Here I am. In other words, creating the ideal version of you in your reality, hear this, is a direct experience. Philip, come and see. It's a direct experience here and now. That's what they were saying. Well, in the midst of seemingly unwanted, unimportant, even despised 3D conditions or circumstances, where you think they're lowly, it's just an illusion. Ignore them, reject them. They're not important. They don't matter. You're recognizing in the midst of all of it the divine within you, the divine within the seemingly ordinary physical world. That's the message, that you're not separate from any of it. Yet you're told to ignore them, to deny them, to reject them, to disregard them as not real, or just the ego, or just the character, or just an illusion. And we talked about the show The Chosen, that one scene where Jesus, as your I am awareness, as Jesus the man and Jesus as Christ consciousness, is in a conversation with John. Ask him, hey, John, give me some advice on the reading in Scripture today. What do you want me to read? And John's saying, how could I? How could I give you, after what happened yesterday, what happened today? I don't feel very much worthy to give you advice. And Jesus says to John, well, who is worthy? What's this whole discussion of worthiness? You're innately worthy. And John says, well, surely you are, but no man is. And Jesus says, I'm a man, John, and yet I am who I am. I'm a man. I'm from Nazareth. Yeah, I'm from that peasant village, yet I am who I am. You are told to go on mental diets, that the 3D needs to catch up with you. Yeah, the big one, right? This is the late. You keep repeating, repetition with emotion. Keep affirming, keep assuming, keep imagining, keep persisting and regulating and reprogramming and controlling and flipping thoughts and feelings. And Nazareth will change. It's not about changing Nazareth. It's about you seeing the truth behind all of those appearances. Wow, this is big. Let's go back to John 18:4 through 18:18. Jesus answered them when he said, "Whom are you seeking?" And they said, "Jesus of Nazareth." And he answered, "Well, I am." And Scripture says, "I am he," but it's believed that the he was added later. But either way, I am he or just I am. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He didn't deny it. I'm not from Nazareth. He didn't reject it. He didn't ignore it. He didn't disregard them. He said, I am. I'm that peasant. Yet I am who I am. I'm that carpenter. Yet I am who I am. Imagine, I brought this point up before in an earlier video. Imagine if Jesus just ran and hid and said, I'm going back to carpentry. I don't want anything to do with this. I made the point of where would we be if he did that? He didn't try to affirm or repeat or assume or imagine them away. He did none of that. He stood in the truth and conviction of I am that which I desire and want to be. Even as the ego character, and even as the ego in the character from Nazareth, I am who I am. Wow. Wow. And now it says in Scripture, under John 18:4 through 18:8, now when they said to them, I am he, they drew back and fell to the ground. Well, yeah, you collapse time, space, circumstances, and conditions in every seeming limitation. In every moment, those conditions are falling to the ground. And he asked again. They got up. Whom are you seeking? And they said, Jesus of Nazareth. He goes, look, I told you that I am he. I am that one from Nazareth. I am the carpenter. I am the peasant. I am that one. Therefore, if you seek me, let these go their way. I am, yes, I am that, yet I am who I am. I'm also the Messiah. Let these other things go their way. Let all those ideas of processes and techniques and things that you need to do, all those conditions of trying to reject and hide and run away from 3D in your physical experience, let all that go. Let these others go their way. I'm here. You found me. I was never hiding. In other words, the answer to everything you're seeking to manifest and create is hiding in plain sight. In the very conditions, in the very circumstances, in the ego, in the character that you despise or look down upon so much that you're told by others and teachers and coaches and YouTube channels and TikTok videos to ignore, to deny, to reject, and get rid of. By seeking more tips and tricks, advice and methods and techniques and processes and videos and coaches and teachers and laws to be convinced of your complete and absolute fulfillment here and now. Do you see? The answer's already there. It was hiding in plain sight. In those very conditions, in those very circumstances, that ego, that character, those things that you despise, those things that you're trying to ignore or deny or get rid of, that self-concept that you're trying to fix. As you seek more tips and tricks and methods and teachers and techniques and videos. For what? To be convinced of your own complete and absolute fulfillment that's already there, here and now. It just keeps you seeking. It's about recognition. It's about acceptance that I am he. I am that I am. The physically focused, seemingly lowly ego and character from Nazareth is everything I've always dreamed and desired to be here and now. Wow. Reality responds to conviction. It's law. Nothing else creates. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and these are the studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, be sure to check out at The Tom Kearin, our other YouTube channel. The Tom Kearin, we just released a big video there. And this month of February, we're going to have our next live event on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. If you're a member, you should already be getting notifications. And we just released a couple videos this month, new videos as additional content on the channel. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.